going. Okay, so when you buy your chicken, just get a whole chicken and it's in a package. It'll come with a little package inside stuffed up in there, and that's all the organs. They're actually really yummy. But this is the chicken and rice recipe. So what I like to do is I like to tear that open and get those in there too. And then it's like the liver and the heart and different things. It adds flavor. So even if you don't want to eat that because you think it's gross, I would leave it in because it adds flavor to the rice and to the recipe. So, but what I like to do is I like to add my seasoning first. So I'll salt and pepper one side. This is the bottom, so you want the legs sticking up, but I'll salt and pepper and season the bottom first. And then you can add extra because a lot of it will go into the rice and flavor the rice. So you don't have to worry about over seasoning because a lot of it comes off the chicken anyways. I mean, you can over salt it, so don't do too much salt. I would say, maybe a teaspoon per side. Oops. And then what I do is I do sage. I do a little bit of powdered sage, and I sprinkle in the water. And then I do parsley. And I do rosemary. And thyme. Trying not to get chicken juice on the seasonings. Okay, so that's one side, and then you flip it over and do the same thing. And I put it in the middle. And so, good amount of salt, maybe a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon per side. Get it in the pan. Same thing with the pepper. The more times you do this, I don't really have exact measurements because I've done this so many times, but the more times you do this, the more you'll know what kind of seasonings you like. You don't have to do you could do it salt and pepper if you want. You could keep it simple, but I like these seasonings because it tastes good with the rice and chicken. And then like I said, you can be pretty generous. Now, there's already some juice in with the bag of chicken. So I used jasmine rice. And so jasmine is, for every cup of dry rice, you add a cup and a half of water. So you're not adding the rice yet, but you're just keeping this in mind. So if you use jasmine, you can follow my recipe, which is I'll add 2 cups of water, which is less than what the rice calls for because the chicken juices leak into the water around it. So I have the chicken, I season the chicken, I add 2 cups of water, and I'm gonna cook it like this for an hour at 325. Okay, and then like I said, the reason I'm doing 2 cups of water is because I'm adding 2 cups of rice, and I'm after the first hour, and then I'll cook it a little bit longer, and that'll be on the next part of the video. So I'm putting it in. So it is 350, by the way. I looked at the recipe. I thought it was 325, so I changed that after the video. But so take it out. It's been an hour. It's cooked. So the chicken probably needs a little more time, but you're really putting it back in for the rice. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add 2 cups of rice, and I use jasmine. I like jasmine. You can do regular white rice. If you do regular white rice, you would probably do like 2.5 cups of water, but You can also adjust it as you go, like every time you make this, if you like the rice more crunchy, less water. If you like it more juicy, more water. So it's really up to you. So I just spread it around. So that's one cup. And the second cup. I'm trying not to get it on the chicken, but a little bit's gonna get on the chicken. That's all right. I'm just gonna brush it off. All right. Big guy on there. And then I like to take it and kind of do this a little bit, kind of break it up so that the rice is kind of evenly spread around in the juice and the water. So you can use a spoon or a fork or something. Yeah, right there. So, and then you can kind of even give it a little taste. Just to see if the water is salty enough. You might need a little more salt. So just add a little bit more salt into the water. But that all the fat from the chicken, you see it floating on top, that gives that rice that really good flavor. That's what makes it yummy. So, but yeah, just kind of spread that rice around. And then it goes back in the oven for another 30 minutes. And then it's ready for dinner. So, very easy meal, and it's yummy, and it lasts you a couple of days. Bye. All right, I just pulled it out. It's been 30 minutes since we put in the rice. Look at that. Look at that. See how beautiful that rice is? Ooh la la. Delicious. It's all cooked. Now you also, I've never had chicken not cooked thoroughly, but if you want to, you can always double check. You stick, this is the breast, the thickest part. Stick a thermometer in. Make sure it's just over 165. So we kind of overcooked a little bit. It might be a little dry. Might be able to just go ahead and maybe cook the chicken 45 minutes and then 30 minutes with the rice. So I'm still adjusting things, but it's ready. There's some veggies. It's gonna be delicious. Sprinkle some cheese on the rice. It's yummy. Chef's kiss. Last thing I'm gonna say is the leftovers. So I just try and pick as much as I can off the bones and save that. It saves work later. That way it's easy to do later. You can just pick as much off the bone and for leftovers rather than putting the whole chicken carcass in a Tupperware. You can kind of just carcass. You don't like the word carcass? It's called a carcass. Anyways, Haley's having trouble with things. So enjoy. Love you. And by the way, yeah, I would reduce the cooking time to 45 minutes for the chicken and then add the rice in for 30 minutes because that way it'll cook better. Love you. Bye.